All right, hi everybody. I've been told recently and for a really long time now that I'm really good at time management. I'm in my third year of university. I'm an English and theater major, and I have a lot of time on my hands to do the things that I want to do. I mean, sometimes when you get into those ruts with school where you just have paper after paper after paper after presentation paper and lecture and midterms, you can't really have a lot of leniency to do everything that you want to do. But on normal days, on a normal week, when I have normal readings, normal papers due, I'm really good at those. Time management's time, and finding the balance between doing what I want to do and doing everything that I have to do for school. And so I thought I'd share some 10 tips on just the big ones that I thought would be really helpful if you're having trouble really finding time for yourself, or finding time to even turn on YouTube. I know I have that sometimes where I'm just like, oh, I can't turn on YouTube, I can't watch anything, because I need to write this paper. I do it anyway. And it's not because I procrastinate, it's not because I'm bad at getting things done, it's that I give myself time. So I will tell you all of them now. So the first one that I have all my notes like on the screen. The first one that I have is a routine. And this is really important for me. Maybe it's because of my OCD, but a routine is really important because it gets you in the groove of doing work. And then at the same time, you book time in that schedule, in that routine for, a half an hour of your day is spent getting ready in the morning. For me, that's really exciting for me. I get to choose which lipstick and which scarf, and I get to choose everything that I want to choose. That's really exciting for me, and that's something that's really important. So putting that into my routine gives me a little bit more stress relief than it would if I was just doing schoolwork. And along with that routine is, waking up at the same time, eating breakfast, going and, having, your class on a Tuesday class, and then after class, you give yourself maybe a half hour of just watching YouTube videos, and then you start work, or the other way around, you do a half hour of work and take 10 minutes to watch YouTube videos. It's really important to kind of find that balance when you're writing your routine and sticking to that routine. I do that every day. Sometimes I don't stick to it exactly, but it happens. So the number 2 is boundaries, setting boundaries in your everyday, and especially in your routine with your friends, boundaries for yourself. I have boundaries like, if I have class at 10 o'clock, I'm not waking up past 8:30 in the morning. And that's just because I know in my head I will not have enough time to get ready, eat breakfast, and get to school. Boundaries for how late I work. Regardless of how much work I have due tomorrow, I am finishing by 10:30 p.m. And I'll wake up early the next morning if I need to, but that's a boundary I've set for myself. Setting boundaries is really important, especially when you want to get things done efficiently, and to keep yourself sane. I find that's really hard when you're in university, is that you're always just looking for that end goal, getting that A, and you kind of lose track of your sanity and your energy. And I think that setting boundaries is really important in that. The next one that I have, number 3, is budget. And must sound really random. Budgeting your time and your money and your focus. It's all under the heading of budget. Budgeting counts for your money, how much money you want to spend on takeout foods as opposed to grocery foods. I have that problem a lot because I usually only go to the grocery store every 2 weeks, so I have to budget money for a 2-week spend, or if I want to do a week and a half and then half a week of just eating out with my friends. That's really important to kind of figure out how much time you want to spend focusing on work that week, or focusing on your social life. Budgeting your time. Obviously, that fits in with routine. I budget my time seasonally. Like I said, my boundary is I only do work up until about 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m., and then I am allowed to have a shower and do face scrubs and watch YouTube and TV shows and Netflix. So I really, really appreciate that budgeting time and knowing how much time I need for those things. And then budgeting time with your focus and how much focus that you can reasonably give for a certain amount of time. I know that if I'm doing work for 4 hours, I'm not going to be focusing for those full 4 hours. So sometimes I give myself little breaks in between, and that's just really important in order to get things done efficiently and successfully. The next thing that is on, I think it's number 4 of the things that I am going to recommend to work on to balance your university and your home life, is the people that you surround yourself with. And this doesn't just mean your roommates, and this doesn't just mean your family, because if you're at this point, if you're in March, you can't change those things. Well, your family you can't have them change, but you know, your roommates, you can't change those things. So what I found in the past has really been useful for me is that in the event that it's getting down to the wire is happening, and you need to make a decision on if you need to do work today or if you need to take a half hour and have a break with your friends. It's really important the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are constantly negative, who are constantly, you know, bringing you down and bringing themselves down, I don't think that's positive. I obviously really, really enjoy positivity in my life. And so if I'm going to be surrounding myself with people, it's going to be people who will forget about all the crap that's going on in school, all the stuff that they have to do, and they will be focusing on having a good time with me. And that's really important to me. Also, people in general. I find that when it gets to this part of the year, I close myself off. I don't want to be around people. So I've really been trying to get out of the house, having coffee dates, even if it's just a half-hour coffee dates with people. It's really important. Okay, so number 5 is food. Food is really important. I think number 5 and number 6 can go together. It's food and water. First of all, food. You have to eat 3 meals a day at least. I eat like a bunny rabbit. So when I eat in the morning, I have a tiny little breakfast, and I have a tiny little lunch, and then a tiny little second lunch. I'm like a hobbit, kind of like a hobbit. You know, the first dinner, second dinner, 11sies, I do that. It's usually healthy foods, usually. Sometimes it's granola bars, sometimes it's, you know, a handful of lettuce. At dinner, I have a little bit of bigger things, substantial, to get me through the big push until 10:30 p.m. And I drink water. I drink a Nalgene. I don't know where it is. I drink a Nalgene, a huge Nalgene water bottle, probably 2 of those a day, and tons of tea. And that's another tip, but I drink tons of water, and that's really important to my focus and to my motivation to keep going, is that I keep drinking lots of water, because it's really important to me to get those things out. I need to have, you know, the mental space and the stability in my life. And I find that water really just centers me. It makes me full. I don't have to eat as much when I drink a lot of water, and it gives me less headaches. If you never know, if you have a headache, and you want to get rid of it, don't pop a Tylenol. Drink all the water until it goes away. Honestly, that's probably what it is. My number 7 is prioritize. And that's really important when you're doing schoolwork. I know this for a fact. I'm in the end of my 3rd year of university. Priorities, priorities, priorities. You need to figure out what is the most important to read right now. What is the most important paper to write? What is the most important research to get done? And do that first. And then make a list and say, okay, I'm giving myself the most time for this, and the most time for this, most time for this, because those are the things that are most important. On the flip side of that, in order to balance university and social, or just a life, prioritize which is more important. Is it more important to write that paper right now, or is it more important to take a half hour more of sleep? Honestly, I've had to do it where I've just been like, okay, it might not be the best work I do. It'll still be the best work I can do, but may not be the best work of all time. But I need to take that extra half hour sleep, because my eyes are huge and puffy and dark brown bruises. When I get to that point of sleepiness, which will be the end of March for me, I need to take that extra half hour instead of putting in that little bit extra effort, because that's a bigger priority to me. And that's knowing yourself and knowing when to take those steps. The next thing, I think it's number 8. I don't know. Hot beverages. This might just be something of a preference thing. Hot beverages for me is like tea, hot chocolate, coffee, warm milk. I don't know, whatever, you know, when you're ever in that panic attack, oh my gosh, can't get everything done. Take a minute, take a breather, always breathe. Take it down. Find your hot beverage. I personally really like tea. If I'm going to be doing a lot of schoolwork, it's going to be tons of tea. I just drink normal orange pico, a little bit of milk. I will bring up a teapot and just pour it for myself. I do that because I know that I need it. I know a bunch of my friends use coffee. I love coffee. I love cappuccinos. Can't do it while I'm doing work, or I get very jittery. And I love hot chocolates too. It's just that my preference is tea. I have a mug of tea, and it really just brings me down. And I think that's really important to have that little, it's like a comfort. You can have, it's like wearing a blanket while you study. It's a cup of tea while you study, and that really just brings you centered, more focused. The last thing before the big one, so number 9, is goals. Set really good goals, because once you set goals for all aspects of your life, they will all get done. I have this, maybe not all of them to the extent that you want them to get done, but if you set a goal to finish by 10 o'clock, you're going to finish by 10 o'clock, and I just believe that. Sometimes if you're a big procrastinator, that might not happen, but for me, if I set a goal and I don't reach it, I feel really bad about myself. So I try and reach it as much as humanly possible. That also works with like seeing friends. If I set a goal that I want to see my friends this week, I'm going to see my friends this week. It might not be 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour long visit. It might not be going out to a movie, might not be going out anywhere. It might just be meeting on campus in a cafe. But that's what I need. That I need to set that goal of seeing someone and reaching that goal. And it feels really good to reach your goals, doesn't it? And then the last one, number 10, is the most important, I find, is to enjoy it. This is probably the first semester, minus last semester, that I've really enjoyed what I'm learning. I can say that. I can say that right now with confidence. I'm enjoying what I'm learning, and I'm enjoying the life that I'm leading. I'm enjoying that there's a massive thing of Nutella sitting on my desk right now. I'm enjoying that I'm making a YouTube video. I'm enjoying that I'm wearing a sparkly cardigan. I am enjoying everything, and that's big, big key. I mean, the first 2 years of my university career, I was just looking at that end goal. I was motivated by finishing the project instead of enjoying and learning. And now I'm taking the time to really sit down and be like, okay, what are we learning from this? Why is this important to me? And what am I learning from it? I am really enjoying it. And I think that's the biggest thing I can tell everyone in the world is to enjoy what you're doing, because otherwise it will suck. So those are my 10 facts. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helps. I know this is kind of the time of year, especially whatever you're in, if you're in elementary school, if you're in high school, if you're in university, or if you're just in life, it gets really stressful around this time. I mean, taxes are due. You just finished, Christmas was about 2 months ago. You're probably still paying off debt for that, because I am. I'm dealing with looking for a summer job and finishing all my university stuff. It's just really stressful right now, and I think these 10 tips are really helpful in getting all those things centered and really focusing on you. So I hope that helped, and I'm trying, you're going to find this. I don't really know how to edit quite yet, so I need to press stop and we'll be done. All right, so take care, guys, and yeah, have fun.